Hi there, how you going? I'm Connor.
I'm Richard.
Nice to meet you. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
So, Richard. Did you get here alright?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, great. Are you comfortable? Would you like, we've poured you some water, and if you would like some food, we can have that brought in for you.
No, I think I'm alright, thanks. Appreciate the water though.
Oh, great. How'd you get in today?
I actually caught the train.
Oh, really? Where from?
From Beecroft, that's where I live.
Oh, Beecroft? No way, that's where my grandmother used to live.
Oh wow, actually, whereabouts in Beecroft?
Oh, Longley Road.
Longley Road. Wow, you must have a rich grandma. That's a beautiful street. It's beautiful housing. You know, I tell you, I love walking my dog down there every morning. It's just wonderful.
Oh, really? What kind of dog do you have?
I have a golden retriever. Her name's Lucy. She's only 2 years old. It's real fun.
Oh,
Great.
wow, really? 2 years old. That's a great age, honestly. Like, the dog's just starting to mature. Like, Lucy, obviously, would
Yeah.
be great, still playful and fun, but,
Yeah.
you know, getting to that
Yeah,
mature
just
stage.
got energy like a puppy, but, you know, still growing up.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, thank you for coming in today, Richard. I really do appreciate it. Just before we get into the nitty-gritty sort of stuff of why you're here, I just got to go over my duty of confidentiality to you.
Sure.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, so the duty of confidentiality entails that any information you give to me will remain strictly confidential. It will
Okay.
not leave the firm, okay? Now, the reason for that is so that we can encourage your full and frank disclosure for any information that you may have that would help your case, even if it might be a bit embarrassing or awkward or anything like that. Rest assured that there will be no moral judgment on my part. Any information that you give me will be used to best serve your case.
Sure.
Alright? Best serve your case. And if you feel uncomfortable at any time during the interview, please feel free to step out and we'll pick it up when you're ready again.
Thank you, I really appreciate that.
But there are some circumstances where I would have to disclose your confidential information. We'll go through those now.
Okay.
So, if you provide me with informed consent, do you know what informed consent is?
No, I don't.
So informed consent is me asking you if I could disclose confidential information, but you have firstly full knowledge of
Yeah.
what you're disclosing,
Yep.
who the information is going to,
Yeah.
where it's going.
Yeah.
So and what the information is, of course, and that you understand the terms and conditions, that you've read that and you understand it fully.
Yeah.
Now, secondly, during the course of that process, I cannot influence you in any way,
Yeah.
unduly influence you.
Yeah.
That decision is yours to make, and you're free to make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mine only. Yeah.
Yep. And if it's required by law that I disclose any information that you give to me, I will have to do so.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, you're involved in a money laundering scheme, and then there's a law that says any information, confidential or not, that pertains to any money laundering, I would have to disclose that.
Sure.
Give it to the proper authorities.
Sure.
Now, if you provide me with any information of any serious crime that has been or will be committed,
Yeah.
I'll have to disclose that.
Yeah.
And the same goes with any information regarding imminent physical harm.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions on that, or?
No, I think you explained it to me quite well. That all makes quite good sense.
Okay, great. Well, I'm just going to go over why we're meeting today. So the purpose of today is really for us to get to know each other and for me to get to know your story.
Yeah.
And attain the best facts possible to serve your case.
Yeah.
Now, also we're going to set up some lines of communication. So if I could get you to write down your any contact details, like a phone number or an email.
Yeah. I think
While you're
phone
doing,
number.
and while you're doing that, I'll continue.
Yeah.
Now, setting up those lines of communication, we'll arrange some future meetings where we would go over the administrative and the legally sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not for today.
Yeah.
Today we're just getting to know each other, and we're just getting down to the background of the facts so that I can help best serve you in the future meetings, and we can get to more specific stuff later.
Yeah.
So without further ado, why are you here today, Richard?
Basically, I'm here because it's all about my mother. So,
Yep.
my mother's in more advanced ages, right? More senile. She's 75. She turned 75 2 months ago. Now,
Yep.
because of this, she's not as sharp as she used to be. So, she forgets a lot of things when she puts stuff around the house.
Yep.
And also strangely paranoid. So, she's accused our cleaner, Betty, who always comes around. Like, she's done this for years. Now she accuses her of stealing food, jewellery, all this kind of stuff. And I have to convince my mum every time. Look, Mum, it's our cleaner, Betty. We know and love her. Like, she'll never do anything to us. She helps us. And then eventually, oh, mate, now I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, it's all jokes on the surface, but it's concerning me.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of brings up the issue of the will. So,
Yep.
Right, as of right now, my mother's will is equally divided between me and my 3 siblings on the house.
Yep.
Split equally. But my mother's came to the conclusion in her more advanced age, but she has realised that I've been the only one who's actually been looking after her properly. I'm quite careless. I've been full of care for her, quite selfless.
Yep.
Whilst my siblings have been quite selfish, they never really care and whatever. I've been always the good son to her. I've been very loving and caring.
Go on.
And she's come to the conclusion by herself that the will should be only given to me. The whole house unequally should be given to me and not to my other siblings.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. It's obviously very, very hard for you to see your mother go through that, and obviously you care for her so much, considering that you're taking so much time to serve her and to help her.
Yeah.
So just for my own understanding and to make sure we're on the same page here, your mother is getting quite old and fragile.
Yes.
And since she's been doing that, she's becoming quite forgetful and
Yeah.
quite paranoid.
Yeah.
And so now you've stepped in to give her some extra help around the house.
Yeah.
And since she's been doing that on her own initiative, she's drafted her own will. So she's decided to change her will to make you the sole beneficiary.
Yeah.
Just so that we have a more comprehensive understanding of your situation here, could you tell me a bit more about your relationship with your siblings?
So they're not being very approving of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
They've, as I've moved in, they've said I'm in line and I'm manipulative, accusing me of just moving in for her to get the will.
Yep.
And I just don't understand why they're saying that. I'm being the good one here and helping her.
Yeah. Oh, that must be very frustrating for you, considering that you're working very hard and that your siblings are turning against you like that. It must be very hard for you.
It is, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Well, considering all this undue stress and responsibility that you have on you, have you ever considered maybe putting your mother in a nursing home so that she could possibly, so that you could alleviate some of this stress?
Yeah, I understand now why you say embarrassing information. It's a bit of a long story, but I'll summarise.
Oh, please! Any information that you might find embarrassing, please don't worry about it. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to help.
Yeah. So basically, I lost my job 5 months ago in Melbourne.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That must be very hard for you, considering a job is a very important part of someone's life.
Yeah.
I know I love my job.
Yeah. So I lost my job, and I couldn't find another job, so I didn't have the funds to live in Melbourne, and I moved up to Sydney, but obviously I didn't have the money to buy another house, so my mother allowed me to stay with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this is, I'd say, a win-win situation because I have a roof over my head and I'm looking after my very frail mother, and she deserves it and she needs it.
Yep. Tell me more.
And basically, we can't put her in a nursing home because the upfront fees for nursing homes are very expensive, and that would mean I'd have to sell the house to pay for them, and then I basically wouldn't have a roof over my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about that, Richard, especially since you're working so hard to ensure that your mother is being well taken care of, and obviously that financial stress isn't making it any easier for you to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So, and I do appreciate you telling me this in confidence. Now, just to quickly to recap and gain a better understanding of what you're saying here, your relationship with your siblings has been quite disjointed and quite affected, and so since that relationship has been affected, it's been very hard on you, and you don't want to move your mother out of the nursing home because of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of the expensive fees. Now, just quickly, just so I can get a preliminary understanding of what we're going to do for your will, for your mother's will, what is the location, size, and price of your house?
It's $100,000. It's in Beecroft, and it's a 3-bedroom house.
Okay, great. Well, based on the information you've given me here today, we'll look at. Can I possibly talk to your mother over the phone?
Yeah, over the phone, yes.
If she could be brought in?
Best over the phone, because
Okay.
you're in a state.
Great. Well, thank you for coming in today, Richard. We'll get into that more administrative stuff later down the track.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you too. Thank you. Have a safe ride home.
You too.